What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about 5 reasons narcissists play on your emotions. And when doing so, the reason why they use those particular reasons to reach out to you. Now, narcissists, they're known to use love bombing techniques and hoovering techniques to get back in with you. You know, they missed what you did for them the most. They were able to benefit off it the most. And once you take that privilege away from them, it does something to them. And they're really feeling that void. And it's just like they're desperate now. And they'll do pretty much anything at times to get back into your life. And some of those things they do is, number one, they will reach out to you to invite you to a birthday party or anniversaries. They feel like, the celebration just won't be complete if you're not there. They need to play on your emotions and make you think that you're just this special person that they just can't enjoy themselves without. Mind you, it always goes back to the narcissist's needs. It's always what benefits them. You were the life of the party. I gotta have you there. I just don't even want to do it if you're not going to be there. So, that's a reason why they will reach out to you. And this is normally during like no contact or limited contact with a narcissist. They will do anything when they're desperate enough to get you back. They will even make up things. They scramble and look for things to reach out to you about. Number 2, say for instance that you were in a car accident and they've been trying to reach out to you because they need to play on your emotions and make you think that it's just killing them to know that you were injured in a car accident, whether minor injuries or major injuries. They need to hear your voice because they got to play on your emotions and sound like they're so concerned and cry and everything over the phone to you because you haven't been responding to their text messages. So now they're desperate enough, to act like they care. And they don't care about anything that's going on with you. Especially if they were benefit, which I'm pretty sure that was the case, benefiting off of your ability to do things for them. And so now once that has come to a halt or just come to an end for good, they gotta let you know how much they care and want to check in on you to make sure you're doing fine. They're really just checking on your progress, counting down to when you will be back at 100%, so they can go in full mode, pretty much begging you to come back to them because they need what they were benefiting off the most. They need that back again. Number 3 is sending messages to you through other people. They get so heavy on the emotions to the point where they ask other people for advice. What should I say? And I'm pretty sure that the story they tell is nothing close to what really happened. They have to egg it on and make them feel like, well, this person should want to give you another chance because you just seem so sweet and kind. I don't understand why won't they give you a second chance? Like it sounds like y'all had a really good relationship, but mind you, narcissists are only going to tell half truths and they're going to give it to you to where it always makes them seem innocent or it makes them seem like a victim. And again, they need to play on your emotions. So they go deep with that. And they will send messages through other people. Because it's like when you're away from the narc, that takes away from just them wanting to even get out of bed in the morning sometimes. When you're their really, really good source of supply, oh, trust me, they feeling it. When they wake up in the morning, the first thing on their mind is you, knowing that you're not there anymore. And they ask themselves, do I even want to go on through the day knowing that I got to put in work again to try to get them back, and it just seems like I'm getting nowhere. That's how narcissists think. And it's like when they can't use you, when you're no use to them anymore, they lose energy. They pretty much are out of commission. They are out of commission. They don't have it in them. They need that extra push. So they have to take time off to boost themselves up, you know. And during that time off, they're still plotting and planning and calculating on what they're going to do next, you know, as far as communicating with you, reaching out to you. Number 4, what they do is invite you to their family functions. They play on your emotions because they know when you were so-called friends that you were close with, you know, you got pretty close with their parents or other family members, you know, and those people didn't do you anything. But the thing that's keeping you away from associating with them now, of course, is the narcissist, because they're the middle person. And so they know that chances are if I bring my mom up, then she's going to take the invite. She's going to accept the invite, or, you know, I can get him back if he knows that this party is for my mom. He know that my mom loves him, you know, stuff like that. That's how they play on your emotions, dealing with invitations and everything. The narcissists love to just fake at everything that they do. They love to do it because they get a thrill out of it. A lot of time a narcissist will ignore you because you're constantly giving them their reaction they need, which is supply, but it gives them a kick. And while they're ignoring you and you're reaching out to them, they're laughing about it. They have an evil laugh that they do to themselves when they know someone is desperately reaching out to them, genuinely concerned for them. That's how evil they are. I've seen the narcissist. I've seen her with her back turned, and she turned around laughing after a woman was calling her name out back to back to back just to ask her, do she need some help? And the woman was genuinely reaching out to her to give her an extra hand. And it was like she just ignored her, and I was like, she hear you. She turned around smiling. That was the first time that I, like, after so long after realizing she was a narc, that was my first time seeing that side of a narcissist. They really get a thrill out of, you know, your reaction towards their behavior when they so-called punish you or just ignore you. They just do that sometimes just for a quick high. I mean, it's crazy. It just can't be explained. And the 5th thing they do is, say for instance that, you know, they find out that you have a serious medical problem. They fake concern. They fake concern for other people's situations. They reach out to you so that you can hear their voice, and they just want you to hear them crying. And within those tears is a desperate cry just to have you back again. They're not crying because they feel your pain. They're not crying, you know, from a place of empathy, because they have no empathy. They're crying because they miss what they benefit off you the most. And they know that chances are they're not going to ever get it back again. And I see that happening now. The narcissists, I'm telling you, when they're out of commission, they will disappear. They will take off some days, some sick days at work when ain't nothing wrong with them. They're taking off sick days because if you're out of commission, then that puts them out of commission. The narcissists live and breathe you. Without you, they don't exist. And if they can't destroy you, then they don't have the power to just keep going on a normal day. Unless they have other supply, you know, on the back end, and they don't. I mean, the narc at work, she knows I'm gone for good. There's no chances of it ever going back to the way it was. She know that. I'm pretty sure she knows it. She knows it. She don't accept it, but she know it. But these other two sources of supply, both of them are now unavailable, and that was something she was unexpected. She was not expecting this to happen. And that comes again from that place of entitlement. They think that you're going to always be available. They think that they're just so smart and they can use the tactics that'll always keep you around. But see, God has a way of doing things, and life happens. And sometimes things take you in a different direction. Certain things happens that takes your life into a different direction. And that's a path that the narcissist is afraid to go down, because they're going to look at your life as a punishment towards them. That's how crazy, twisted and crazy they think. Once they find out, again, going back to that serious medical problem, they find out that their good source of supply is, dealing with some life-changing, illness. That scares the crap out of them. And so now when they're crying to you, it's not for sympathy. They're crying for themselves, because now they feel like, like they're in mourning. And I know this might sound sick and crazy. I'm just telling y'all how they think. They're crying because they're going to miss what you were doing for them. And now you're not going to be able to do it anymore because you're sick. They don't care about you being sick. They don't care about your sickness. Flowers and candy and get well cards, that's nothing to them. They're narcissists. They're used to hoovering. They do that in their sleep. So that's nothing for them to pop up to the hospital bed with things like that. But they can't face you now. So now they might send it. They can't face knowing that they can't get that energy from you anymore. Things that they were able to benefit off of is gone now. It just can't happen. There's like zero possibility that I can do anything for you right now. And it's killing them. It's killing them to a place to where they just don't even want to be around you. They don't have no empathy. They don't care anything about seeing you, in a grave state, and it hurts them. They don't care about that. So those are the 5 reasons why narcissists play on your emotions. Now I'm going to have to do another part of the video for the other part that I wanted to talk about. So I want to give y'all a quick update on something I mentioned probably about 2 weeks ago about a position that I was offered to work at a certain school. And I spoke with someone who knew a person. Well, this person is very narcissistic. I spoke with this person about someone who was supposed to be coming to work with me at that site. And that site was going to be operating on a skeleton crew. So, but we was going to go in there and make it do what it do. So the narcissist made it her job to contact a person who she had found out was going to be there with me. And, basically she just wanted to pretty much warn the person of how hard it was going to be with just a few of us working, and that it was going to be a struggle. And the narcissists get a kick out of seeing you struggle. They love to see you in misery because they're in misery. And it's just like, until they see, the narcissist is in constant misery. They live in unhappiness. And until they see you on that same level as them, that's when they get a high and they feel better. Your sadness makes them happy. That's what elevates the narcissist to a new level. And it's sad, but it's the truth. And I do not consider this person my friend. However, I work with her, so she's going to know about a lot of stuff that's going on at some of the schools and stuff. And so, and there's a lot of talk and everything. And so, she reached out to me about, I know the person that's supposed to been coming to work with you. So I told y'all all that already. She was just ready for things to just crumble for me so she could throw it in my face. That it's going to always be like that because you're always making yourself available for them. I'm doing what I love to do. I love my job. I love what I do. It's not the job. I can't say that enough. It's the people who tries to make the job difficult. I've even learned how to navigate myself around all of that. Because by them knowing that you can do so, it kills them. So that don't phase me one way or another. But the narcissists, they don't think like that. It's always either or with them. So yeah, she figured out that this person, that they were like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna take it because they're listening to what she have to say. So I'm like, well, wherever the wind blows, it is what it is with me. I don't care. All I know is I'll still be there. Y'all have to be there, you know. And then they offer you travel pay with it. So yeah, come to find out, her plan, it backfired because first of all, she didn't want the girl to come there and work, which would have been a great help to me. But how about I didn't even have to work there that day? I was asked to go in another place. And so by that happening, I didn't even have to, like anticipate seeing this person. I mean, it would have been nice or whatever. I don't know her, so I didn't know what to expect, and I wasn't prejudging her based on what the narc was telling me. So I didn't even have to deal with that day. It backfired on her, and she couldn't get no supply off of that. She couldn't get her kicks off of it, so she didn't have nothing to say. And she was so disappointed. I could hear it in her voice that her plan had failed. Her plan failed miserably. And it was like, see, the narcissists, they constantly dig ditches for people that they fall in themselves. I've seen this happen time and time again. And it's like they just feel untouchable. They think that they could just go through life hurting other people and setting traps, and it never comes back on them. But it always comes back on them because I'm not afraid to keep going. I'm not afraid of what's in the future for me. And the narcissists, they know this. And they hate that. They hate that you're just a strong person that's not really bothered by nothing. So by that not happening, it's just like the narcissist just instantly lost interest in talking about the person. And it was just so funny because they couldn't benefit off of it anymore because they plan failed.